evening, everyone. Welcome back. This is a general reading for March 21st, 2021. Just purifying my space here and getting myself ready. I hope you're having a nice evening and enjoyed the first day of spring. I had a lovely first day of spring outside. I spent the whole day in the sun. It was a little cold, but it was worth it. Okay, let us begin. Okay, I'm just going to grab a deck here. There we go. I'm going to start with tarot. Now, we've had a few intense readings. What is coming up for March 21st? What developments can we expect for March 21st? Now, a bunch of cards fell, but these are the two. Okay, Nine of Cups and the Chariot in reverse. Okay, ooh, that one wanted out. Six of Cups. And we're going to take one more card, please. Oops, or whatever wants to pop out. Okay, here we go. We got the Seven of Wands. Okay, and what's on the bottom? The Hanged Man. He's back. You guys, the Hanged Man's back. We had the Hanged Man yesterday, and a lot of cups yesterday. And more cups today. We got some wand energy, which is nice to see. Okay, so we've got 5 cards here to guide us through the initial phase of this reading. And right away, we have the Nine of Cups with the Chariot in reverse next to it. So the Nine of Cups is ultimately a wish fulfillment card. The Nine of Cups is, the reward. It's the reward you've been wanting. It's the wish you've been wishing for. You are, at the Nine of Cups, you've sort of endured the storyline of the cups. I'm just going to adjust the light here. Sorry, one sec. And this is a time of satisfaction and pleasure and rewards. You've essentially gotten to the point where you've seen the truth of the matter through an emotional pathway, and you have reached the cycle of completion of this. You're not at the stage where you're standing on permanence, but you're definitely at the stage of wish fulfillment. Okay, so that's not a terrible place to be. However, what's next to it here is the Chariot in reverse. So what that is suggesting to me is that you're blocking your wish with an inability to make a decision. The Chariot card, when it's nice and upright like this, when the Chariot card is upright, when the Chariot card is in the upright position, it suggests that you are navigating your way through life with your intuition. You are able to rein the masculine and the feminine energies. You are able to experience the world in balance. You are able to view situations through the lens of someone operating with balance and intuitive balance. And as you can see, the Chariot driver... Here, let me turn it up right for you. The Chariot driver is driving the chariot with his mind. He doesn't have any implements. He's controlling these horses, which represent the masculine and feminine energies, not gender, but just the divine energies that we all have within us. And he's mastered them where he can drive or pilot the chariot with his mastery of that energy, right? But it's in reverse, which suggests a challenge. There is a challenge here. So you are on the precipice of receiving all of the wishes that you could emotionally have, but they're being blocked by this reversed chariot next door here. I'm feeling that whatever your wishes are, they're being blocked by your challenge to use your intuition to navigate through life or through obstacle or through choice. I mean, with all the tower energy that we had been receiving in the last couple of days and all of the changes, sort of emotional fluctuations, it's no surprise that it's tricky navigating these waters, right? It's not easy. And we do have the Hangman returning here as the other archetype, trying to signal to us potentially that the way through this is really to just trust. We got this card yesterday for our reading that was talking about not being too attached to outcome. You know, and I'm getting the message in my mind right now that says, you know, are you sure what you think is best for you is best for you? Are you sure? Because, you know, maybe it's not. Maybe you think it is, but if you use your intuition to guide you, you might have a different conclusion about whether or not this is actually something. You know, it's sort of interesting when you think about a wish and then a challenge to use intuition, right? That could be blocking that wish from coming true. But then you also get the vibe here from the Hangman, who isn't in reverse. So that means that there is a trusting energy that's being, you know, implemented into this situation, which sort of signals to me that ultimately you're going to be able to tap into that intuition, or that you should tap into that intuition, that's the advice. That the advice here is, you know, trust, let go, and go forth feeling your way through with emotion and with your intuition. You know, use that to make yourself feel strong in the moments where accessing intuition is a challenge, right? Like if the Chariot driver is feeling challenged, he needs to rely on the Hangman to help him use his intuition, right? Like these two archetypes are the ones here that are the characters that the characteristics in your personality, in yourself, that are being highlighted, right? So we've got a challenge to use intuition, and then the Hangman, who completely trusts that everything is going to be for his greater good, or her greater good. So these almost go in opposition a little bit of one another, but because of my sense of it here is that the Hangman is your solution here. So if while you are feeling this time of wish fulfillment and reward, and that you're on the, you know, you're on the doorstep of feeling satisfied, and you might initially run into a challenge that involves your intuition, you know, maybe you're getting an intuition about this wish. Maybe, you know what I'm getting right now is that maybe the wish is actually coming from your ego and not your true self. What are you wishing for? These are the questions, guys. I mean, this may or may not resonate for you. Don't force it. But if you have a wish that you are working on manifesting and trying to get it to the point where it's almost there, like at the 9 of Cups, you've made the wish and it's coming to you. So the question here is, what did you use to sort of determine that this wish was the best thing for you? Was it your ego, or was it, you know, was it your intuition? Were you tapping into your higher self, which would be, you know, your spirituality, your self-truths, the things that you use as laws to govern who you are on earth here, you know, or were you, is it a question of ego, which taps more into the lower self, where you're more driven by impulse or instinct, and maybe your motivations aren't for your greater good. Maybe they're to alleviate loneliness, or maybe to feel full in areas where you feel empty. But that really those areas could be detracting you from what your higher self wants you to pursue. Because we've also got here, don't forget, we've got two other cards here. We've got the Six of Cups, and we've got the Seven of Wands. So what information does that add to this story? Well, starting with the Six of Cups, what we're starting to see here is a period of healing and rebuilding. So that's going to be something you need to look at. We're definitely going to pull some self-care cards tonight, because I'm feeling the vibe that everyone needs a bit of self-care here. Just going to get those ready. The Six is really about looking back at the journey, having some time to reflect. It's a really pretty image on this one. And healing. You know, it's a calm time. It's calm here. This is a calm, reflective period where you look back and, you know, you're not really in regret or remorse anymore. That's more Five of Cups energy, where you're stuck feeling bad about decisions or choices you made in love or in emotion. By the time you get to the Six of Cups, you're sort of seeing things from the whole perspective, and you're able to see the journey for what it is, and you're able to reflect on it, and you're able to heal. Most importantly is that you're able to heal. And so that's a beautiful energy to get here, which makes me think that whatever it is that's causing this conflict in emotion, you are being also asked here to consider that you need to heal. You know, there may be some inner child healing that needs to happen. The imagery of the child with the puppy and then the man with his full-grown dog here, right? Makes me think of inner child woundings that aren't addressed in the field, or in the realm, of the heart, you know? And so here's the question I'm going to ask you, and, you know, take it or leave it, but is there an area in your emotional inner child that feels like this is the true wish that they really desire, but maybe it's because the inner child is wounded that they desire whatever this wish is? Because I'm getting the feeling that whatever this wish is, it's ego-based. And you know, there's no judgment, because we do operate out of our ego sometimes, right? Like, and it's all designed to help us learn stuff. And so I think there is a really strong message here of healing and taking that time to heal, taking the time to heal and assess this wish, because the sense I'm getting is that this wish that you have maybe needs evaluation. Maybe this wish is rooted in the old definition of you. Maybe you don't wish this anymore, but you didn't stop to think that your wish could change. You know, this almost makes me think that maybe you have a job that you've reached a place in of, like, I don't know, some sort of promoted level where it's like not the beginning stages and it's certainly not the top, but it's close enough to the top where you feel like you've achieved a lot. And maybe your wish used to be, oh, one day I'm going to be the supervisor, or I'm going to be the manager or the director of the operation or the branch or whatever it is, you know. And now there's this reflective period coming in asking you, are you sure? You sure that's still your wish? Have things shifted? You know, because if that is your wish, why is this reversed? The reversal of this card is making me very suspicious that whatever it is that you are wishing for is the old you. You know, and that the Hanged Man is coming in to say, hey, check your intuition, because that might not be your wish anymore. Because, you know, after you heal this inner child, look at the energy we're getting here. We get the Seven of Wands energy, which suggests a very strong, ambitious, you know, a very strong ambition, an inner ambition, and one that's so strong that, there may even be some sort of sense of competition propping up. Like, the Seven of Wands comes after promotion. The Seven of Wands comes to you after success. So what happens when we have success? Once you have some sort of success, let's say if we're keeping this about career, typically after a career success, there could be people around you that used to be from your old team, let's say, that are like, oh, well, who does she think she is now? Oh, and now she's my boss. She's going to start telling me what to do. And there may be some sort of competition vibe underneath all of this. So, you got to check that. And behind all of this, I know that right now using your intuition is a challenge. I know. But you're getting hit with it again, saying, no, get comfortable trusting in the universe. Get comfortable trusting perceived loss is for your own good. I'm telling you, I think this wish is actually... I can't help but think that whatever it is that you're wishing for, even if you're wishing for it secretly, needs reflection. It needs more time and more reflection, assessment to determine whether or not this inner child is healed, or if this wish is actually just your ego propelling you in a direction that, isn't really the place you need to be. And I say that because of this hanged man who trusts, and also that I can see that the idea of using intuitive strength is a challenge right now. So these are all very fascinating to me. And then when you see the Seven of Wands, I always think, watch your back. And she's watching her back. Like, look, she's got her back. Like, she's not looking at us. She's zened right out, but she's got her head turned because people now know. They know now. The word is out about you. You know what I mean? Like, people know. The people around you know what you've achieved. The people around you are wise to what you're doing and how you're doing it. And they could be getting ready to be competition. And, there is sort of that envious eye, like bad eye vibe, right? Like, that's the Seven of Wands, like once you get to a place where you have achieved a lot of things in your field, you sometimes get bad eye from people. I'm Egyptian, and so we talk about the bad eye all the time in Egypt because, sometimes people will buy a new car and intentionally dent it just so that people won't give them any bad eye about this new car they got. Oh, you got a new car, must be making good money, must be successful. Bad eye, bad eye, bad eye, right? Like, people get really upset about that. So I can't help but feel that, like, and then there's this energy from this Nine of Cups that you need to reevaluate what's going on here. What are these wishes you're wishing? Are they really the wishes you need to be wishing? What is your intuition saying? What is your inner child saying? Have you sat with your inner child to check in with them? How they doing? What do they think about this wish you're making? What is your intuition saying? What? And like, is your intuition alert to catch any of this Seven of Wands energy coming at you, where people could be feeling envious? You could be feeling like they feel for some reason they have to be in competition with you. Maybe you feel you have to be in competition with them, but I don't think so. The Seven of Wands here for me is really saying, watch your back. Intentions. Your intuition is also going to help you figure out people's intentions, right? What are the intentions of the people around you? Are they actually there to help you? Or are they there just to figure out what you're up to so that they can not destroy you? That's a little harsh. But, sometimes it feels like that when people are in competition with you and you didn't really realize it. You might feel like their intentions must be super negative Because why would they want to do that? Why would anyone see your success and feel that they can't be successful unless they tear you down a little bit, right? Like, people wound because they're wounded. You know, it's not an excuse, but it's a truth. And it's the same thing when people are in competition with us, or if people feel envious of us, or if we feel competition or envy to others. It's coming from a place where you aren't secure in your own identity. That's where it's always going to come from, right? So if someone sees what you're achieving and it makes them feel envious or that they need to compete with you, you need to be aware of it, not so that you can like strike back, you know, but so that you can just have knowledge of people's intention. And you're going to get that by trusting, guess what? Your intuition. Your intuition is going to try and steer you into scenarios where you're going to discover those situations, right? And it's going to help you. It's not just going to steer you into them and abandon you. So I know this is challenging, but you're not driving alone. Like, yeah, the chariot driver on the top here, he does look alone in the sense that there's no one physically up there with him. But have a good look at this card. Like, he's really not alone. Spirit is with him, helping out. And the horses are going in two sort of like, they're not really running along, they're running alongside each other, but they're always going to be pulling in different directions, these two forces, the masculine energy and the feminine energy. One will pull towards the flow and one will pull towards the lines. Like, I always think feminine energy is water, masculine energy is geometry. You know, you got to know where the lines go, but you've also got to be willing to flow in and out of those lines, right? And so these horses are always sort of going to be trying to go in different directions. And you're not alone. I know it's really challenging right now because it's in reverse, but you're truly not doing this by yourself. And I want to get some self-care here for anyone listening to this reading and identifying with these themes. Okay. All right. An abundance planner. Look at that. Okay. So I like this card for you. Why? Because by doing some planning, you're really looking at that inner child. Okay? It's the first card in the self-care oracle, abundance planning. Now, to me, that tells me that the journey of your self-discovery has to start with assessing what it is you want to manifest. Again, we come back to this suspicious wish card. You know, I don't say suspicious in a judgment way, but I say it in the sense that this needs to be evaluated. This wish could really be coming from the ego. And Spirit here is saying, do some planning to see. Because sometimes, you know, sitting with yourself to address these inner child wounds can become really like an exercise that's mental, like where you just stay in the head the whole time and you're really not putting pen to paper, as it were, to determine action. Okay, so when I see this abundance planning card flying into place here, what that says to me is that you need to put some physical action behind the assessment and evaluation process. The evaluation of this wish needs to be more than just in your head. I think you need to actually walk it out. Like, you know, if you were sitting in front of me and we were doing this reading together, I would pull out a piece of paper and I would draw a timeline and I would say, let's talk about the things that need to happen for this wish to come true. Or let's talk about the things that you will be doing after with the wish fulfillment. So let's say wish gets fulfilled. Okay, what are we doing with this now? So let's just pretend I'm getting this coming to me right now, that let's pretend that the 9 of Cups is, I want to marry that guy. I don't know why. This is the example coming to me, is that's the man I want to marry. Maybe he's your boyfriend already. Maybe you live with him. Maybe he's someone you just really have a crush on. But you have set your sights on that person and said, this is the person for me. Okay? And you've made the wish and it's coming to you because you keep, you're working at it. You're working at it. You keep trying to manifest this wish. Now, if an analysis or some sort of reflection is completed, you alone, or you with, a journal or something, and you do your analysis and you figure out that, okay, I am really drawn to that person because they make me feel secure. When I'm around that person, I feel safe. When I'm around that person, I feel like I can, that I'm capable and that I'm worthy and that I can do all of the things that I want to do. Those sound like really good things. You might be like maybe talking to a girlfriend and saying that, and then she might say, wow, that sounds like a great person to have in your life. Now, the question that I feel is coming up here is, are you able to give those things to yourself first? Like, because if that person pulls the plug on you and suddenly, all of those things are gone, like suddenly now you don't feel safe. Suddenly now you don't feel secure. Suddenly now you don't know who you are. Suddenly now you don't feel like you know what to do or where to go or how to get there or anything. So that's a concern, right? That's a concern. So there is something coming through here with this abundance planning that says to me, walk down the road of this wish and really, really, really look at it to see, am I trying to manifest things that are for my ego? Am I really looking at life from a place that says I'm not enough? And so I have to try and wish for things to complete me. There's definitely that vibe here, you guys. I don't know. It's interesting. Very, very interesting, because I think some serious reflection is required here so that you can get into that intuitive space, because it looks like you're going to need it on a few fronts. I really think whatever this wish is, it's an ego-based wish, which isn't to judge it, but it's not gonna be what you think. I think it's gonna be something else, and it may make you have to look the other way and sort of see who's, like, you're gonna have to start watching your back. Maybe this alert. This is an alert here to say, heads up, watch your back. Watch your back. People, there may be intentions around you that are not super solid. And I think this cute card here of abundance planning is really asking you to reflect more than just mentally. Like, actually sit down with this and, like, I don't know why I'm getting a paper and a pencil and I'm drawing a timeline and I'm looking and I'm evaluating things here, with that card. I'm just going to keep that on the side here as sort of a tool in your toolbox that you can use. Now, I also want to get some clarity from another tarot deck, because I'm curious what will come up if we try to clarify this Nine of Cups. Because I am telling you something about this Nine of Cups. I don't know. I'm getting the line from Hamlet. I think it was Hamlet or Macbeth. There's something rotten in the state of Denmark. There is something rotten in the state of Denmark, guys. Something is up with this wish. I don't trust this wish of yours. I feel like maybe this wish is something from the past. It's your ego. It's a wounded inner child wish. It's a wish that would take you from a place that, yeah, Ace of Pentacles, interesting, just flew out, okay. I want to talk about this wish. Maybe I'm just feeling suspicious. Is the wish suspicious? Six of Pentacles. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. You guys, someone's coming in with an offer. Someone is coming in with an offer. Okay? Someone is coming in with an emotional offer that's going to lead to an opportunity of physical opportunity. Okay? Now, this opportunity is going to seem really exciting. This could be the interpretive wish we have here. It's coming, and there's going to be prosperity. Okay, there is prosperity from this. You are going to have to watch out for envy and competition. Now, the reason I hesitate a bit is because the Seven of Swords has appeared. Now, in the Seven of Swords, there's something very interesting, right? Like right next to the Seven of Wands, we have this energy of, I have options, guys. Like, you know what I mean? It's almost like you come out of all of this prosperity and you have to make a choice. You have to make a choice. I'm getting the sense that you have to make a choice that is like, are you going to be diplomatic? Are you going to operate with tact and diplomacy? Or are you going to be kind of wily? And is it going to make you feel false? See, again, we got the intuition here, right? And what an interesting outcome card, the Lovers. Now, with the Cup energy and the Lovers card, and like, oh, wow, it just makes me think of, this is union. You are going to be in union at the end of this, which is great. That is great. So it does look like a nice ending for this interesting reading. If I had to walk you through it, the way I'm interpreting all of this is that basically, here's what's going to happen, okay? It's going to go down like this. You're going to make a wish based on whatever it is that you've made this wish. You need to ask yourself about that, okay? You're going to find it difficult to find your footing with intuition once this wish comes true. Your intuition is going to feel challenged when the wish comes through, probably because you're going to be very profitable. Once this wish comes through, prosperity is going to be present, okay? There is going to be sort of a generosity of like a calm, give, receive, generous, balanced giving and receiving. So you're going to be in a good situation. Now, then you're going to need to check out the people around you, because people are going to be envious, maybe competitive vibe. The jealousy vibe is coming through. People are going to be in competition with you. Okay, so you're going to have to check that out. Now, once this has all happened, it definitely seems like you're going to get more offers. So here's the Ace of Pentacles saying that you will be getting another, like sort of a new offer, new raw physical energy will come to you, and another offer is going to come into play after that in the future that will be emotional. Okay, so now that emotional offer is going to, interestingly enough, put you in a position where you're going to have to make a choice in terms of how you proceed based on the truths you've discovered. So you've got to make that decision, right? Now, the cards that come along the way here for us are also very interesting, because we're being asked to do a check-in to make sure whatever it is, this wish that we're after, is it on the path of abundance through the path of the ego or through the spirit? Are you making wishes based on a wounded inner child? Or are you making decisions from a place of the Hanged Man, where you're trusting, you're using your intuition? Is this inner child actually healed? Now, ultimately, the outcome is the Lover's card. Okay, so the Lover's card, the imagery is right here. It's a very beautiful card. So the outcome being the Lover's card is very interesting, because that suggests union. And we did see that one of the offers coming in is an emotional offer that could be a relationship. It could be a new partnership, potentially the partnership that was bringing in the wealth, but making people jealous and competitive of you is going to shift when this new offer comes in. You're going to make decisions about how to proceed a new way of proceeding. I see what's happening here. Okay, so potentially the jealousy and envy that you experienced here transforms you when the new offer comes so that you're more wily, right? And you have more tact and you're more cautious. So then when this love offer or relationship offer comes in, it leads to union. So look at that. Wow, that's nice. That's a nice one. You know, we've been getting some interesting energies from the cards lately, and this is very nice. This to me is saying, you know, check out what's going on mentally. Because you're going to get some offers. There's going to be opportunity afoot here for you. And the outcome of the lovers suggests divine union, balance, you know, the harmonious union of, like, look at that. We start with the Chariot in reverse, which is the masculine and feminine energy, but it's challenged because it's in the reverse. And we end the reading with the masculine and feminine in union as the lovers. So what that says to me is not necessarily that you're going to get married. It could, but what it says to me that's a little bit more profound than that is that you're going to unreverse that Chariot card. You're going to be able to harness and balance harmoniously the masculine and feminine energy, which is what a beautiful outcome for you. So again, another big theme is that it's not in vain. You know, the sadness that you might feel, the jealousy and envy you might experience, the analysis of whether or not this wish is ego-based or if it's, you know, leading you to the path of your true self. The fact that you've got two offers coming in after this initial experience says that you're really on the path of developing yourself. And, you know, Spirit really wants you to get practical with this abundance planning, really start to plan. You have to go in and draw the lines or else it never comes into fruition, right? If you're hungry and you just sit and talk about it all day and you don't get up off the couch and go to the refrigerator and make a sandwich, you're going to stay hungry all day. So action is really part of it. It can't just all be imagination, right? It can't just be all imagination. At some point, we have to take action. So to me, that abundance planning card is really telling you to take action and to analyze, more importantly, to analyze the root of this wish. It all started with this wish. You know, this wish that felt like when it was starting to, when the ball got rolling, you didn't know how to manage this wish, or you're going to feel like your intuition on managing this wish is challenged somehow. And, you know, if this reading resonates for you, please leave a comment, because I'd almost like to do a private reading to see where it's going. Where is this all going? You know what I mean? What's happening in this situation? I want to pull one final card as just some words of encouragement from Autumn Sky. I love her deck. I referenced it in the last reading. Just a final word of encouragement. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Compassion. Be a witness, release emotions, transmute pain through love, seek to help others, and keep an open heart. So what that says to me for you is, you know, the compassion has to be there for yourself. You have to be compassionate with yourself as you are going through this, this interesting reading. You're going to be coming up upon some challenges that will call into question what is motivating your wishes. You know, I can't help but think that what's going on here, you know what I think it is? This is what I think. I think you're wishing for a relationship to come back because you miss the person. Okay? Now, when that wish comes true, which it's going to, and that person comes back, you're going to wonder about whether or not you used your intuition or not. On top of it, there will be some balance in the relationship, but you're always going to be looking behind. You're always going to be checking over your shoulder. Okay? And then under that, we see that 2 other offers are going to come in. And you're going to finally write these Chariot. You're going to write the Chariot, and you're going to start to be cautious in a new way that may actually lead to self-preservation. Okay? Which is very interesting. And you're going to have to plan this. This isn't just going to undo, you know, you're going to have to be cautious and planning. Once you get these 2 opportunities, you're going to have to really be like mental in terms of tapping into some of that sword masculine energy. And you're also going to have to tap into the Hanged Man. Because if you don't, it's not going to be balanced, which is the whole point of the Chariot card, is asking you for balance. Balance out, though. If the Chariot is in reverse, there is an unbalanced dynamic between the masculine and feminine energy, which is the water and the geometry, if for lack of a better example, right? There definitely needs to be some evaluation about inner child healing. You're going to need to, this is why I think this is about a relationship from the past, because something is telling you, have you healed emotionally from the past? Have you? Because if you haven't, then that's maybe why you made the wish for this person to come back. And the Lovers being the final outcome is just lovely, because that's sort of what's on the line, right? Like total harmonious union is on the line. And Spirit is also telling you to have compassion, because without compassion for yourself, you could end up in a state of judgment. You could end up in a state of being really critical of yourself, which isn't going to help anybody. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help you tap into your intuition. It's not going to heal your inner child. It's not going to do anything but set you back. So compassion is key. Everything is happening so that we can learn from it. Nothing is happening so that you walk away in judgment of yourself. Please try and just be curious and appreciate the journey as it's happening and unfolding for you. Now, if this resonates for you, I would like to do a private reading because I'm curious where this is all going. So message me in the comments or follow me on Instagram or write a note to me to my email. It'll be in the description. I'm just so interested to know who this reading was for, because I am so curious about your inner child now, and I'm really curious about the opportunities that are coming and what wish you made. It's coming true, whatever it is. So, you know. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it at there. That's going to be it for tonight, guys. This is a reading for March 21st, 2021. I will post the thumbnail of the cards so that you can reflect on them later. And I hope you've enjoyed this reading. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening, you guys. Have a great night.